So, as the title suggests, we are trying to stream a little bit earlier. At least not midnight anymore. Yeah, anything before midnight is an earlier stream. Um, okay. So, I have my reading light here, my pen here, and yeah, ready to start. No cats joining me tonight. We had enough of them, honestly speaking. If a cat comes in here, they're just gonna ruin the stream. Yo, Isaiah Cruz and Marley Girl, welcome back to this stream. How's it going, guys? Hope you guys have been good since the last one. So, now we're reading The Hobbit. This is chapter 11. But yeah, let me know how you guys have been before we begin. It doesn't seem to be too long. It's kind of like only 8 pages, so maybe I'll read some of chapter 12 as well. But we'll see, inshallah. Where's my mod? Wait, you were mod before Isaiah? Or are you just asking for it? I don't know. You've been here for quite a long time, Isaiah Cruz. So maybe we'll consider you a moderator. There you go, Isaiah. You're blue now. No, I've been asked. Oh, okay, okay. So congratulations, you finally got it now. Yay! How does it feel being blue for once? Everybody here is a Smurf. Literally, almost all the viewers are mods. It's like I feel bad if I don't make somebody mod. I feel bad if I make everybody mod but one. So that's why last time I took everybody's mod. Yay. Alright, shall we get started now? Let's go. So this is chapter 11, On the Doorstep. In 2 days going, they rode right up the long lake and passed out into the river running, and now they could all see the lonely mountain towering grim and tall before them. The stream was strong, and they're going low. At the end of the third day, some miles up the river, they drew into the left or western bank and disembarked. Here they were joined by the horses with other provisions and necessaries, and the ponies for their own use that had been sent to meet them. They packed what they could on the ponies, and the rest was made into a store under a tent. But none of the men of the town would stay with them even for the night so near the shadow of the mountain. On my way, I have to go do something. Okay, see you later, Isaiah. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. So I can't wait to be done with this book, not because I'm tired of this book, but because it's so interesting that I really, really want to watch the movie and see how they reenacted all of these scenarios that they're talking about here. And we're almost done with the book as well. It's like, let me see, it's only 14 chapters, right? This is the 14th chapter. Oh, this is actually no, this is 17. Okay, it's kind of longer than I expected. This is 18. This is 19. Okay, so there are 19 chapters, the last stage. Wow. Okay, so 19 chapters. We're in chapter 10. So maybe in the next 10 days we'll finish. Unless I read 2 chapters tonight, which I'm gonna try to do. We'll see. We'll see. Because this chapter is shorter. Same. Okay, bye Marley. What is this book? Hello Mom 5D. How's it going? This is The Hobbit. Very classic fictional book. And it's my first time reading it, so it's really, really intriguing. At least to me. Most of the viewers are really bored, so they're not really paying attention. But that's okay. I mean, you can't force somebody to like something. Wait, no, I meant same for the movie. Oh, okay, okay, Marley. I was like, okay, everybody's gone. But yeah, I have watched some portion of the movie, but it was when I was really young, so I don't remember anything. But like just the beginning of when Bilbo was in his nice cozy house. So yeah, I mean that's like probably the best thing to remember. But yeah, let's continue. Not at any rate until the songs have come true, said they. It was easier to believe in the dragon and less easy to believe in Thorin in these wild parts. Indeed, their stores had no need of any guard, for all the land was desolate and empty. So their escort left them, making off swiftly down the river and the shoreward paths, although the night was already drawing on. They spent a cold and lonely night, and their spirits fell. The next day they set out again. Balin and Bilbo rode behind, each leading another pony heavily laden beside him. The others were some way ahead, picking out a slow road, for there was no path. They made northwest, slanting away from the river running and drawing ever nearer and nearer to a great spur of the mountain that was flung out southwards towards them. It was a weary journey and a quiet and stealthy one. There was no laughter or song or sound of harps, and the pride and hopes which had stirred in their hearts at the singing of old songs by the lake died away to a plodding gloom. They knew that they were drawing near to the end of their journey, and that it might be a very horrible end. The land about them grew bleak and barren, though once, as Thorin told them, it had been green and fair. There was little grass, and before long there was neither bush nor tree, and only broken and blackened stumps to speak of ones long vanished. They were come to the desolation of the dragon, and they were come at the waning of the year. I don't know if that's like wrong grammar or like old English. So they were come. Write his name in the chat. Uh, wait, no, I'm at whose name? Marley, you're mod too. Since when? Drea made me a mod of mods. Really, you're managing mod? But yeah, welcome back to the stream, Eric Scott. How have you been? Hope you've been good. Killer. I made him mod too, but he's kind of, he has beef with you and Queen so much that I can't continue to give him mod, so I had to take it back this morning. And Confident, welcome back to the stream. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And Catherine, welcome back as well. How late am I? Not too late this time. This is you're 7 minutes into the stream. He's kind of cute. Who? Who are you talking about, Eric Scott? Oh yay. Yeah, you're early this time. Okay. Wait, who are these new mods? Okay, so this is Isaiah Cruz and Marley. So I'm making mac and cheese. Nice. But my mom might take my phone soon because dad's alarm phone. Oh, yeah, true. It's you said she takes that at 12. So yeah, it's about time. Almost time. But don't worry. Thanks for tuning in. Even for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know who you're talking about, Eric Scott. But let's continue reading, inshallah. So they reached the skirts of the mountain all the same without meeting any danger or any sign of the dragon other than the wilderness he had made about his lair. The mountain lay dark and silent before them and ever higher above them. They made their first camp on the western side of the great southern spur, which ended in a height called Raven Hill. On this there had been an old watch post, but they dared not climb it yet. It was too exposed. Before setting out to search the western spurs of the mountain for the hidden door, on which all their hopes rested, Thorin sent out a scouting expedition to spy out the land to the south, where the front gate stood. For this purpose he chose Balin and Fili and Kili, and with them went Bilbo. They marched under the grey and silent cliffs to the feet of Ravenhill. There, the river, after winding in a wide loop over the valley of Dale, turned from the mountain on its road to the lake, flowing swift and noisily. Its bank was bare and rocky, tall and steep above the stream, and gazing out from it over the narrow water, foaming and splashing among many boulders. They could see in the wide valley, shadowed by their mountain's arms, the grey ruins of ancient houses, towers, and walls. So it's not completely brand new. It's like it was inhabited before, but now it's all barren. And that makes sense because it used to be where all the dwarves lived, like Thorin's ancestors, and that's when the dragon took over the place. I know Marley, but who are them? I guess they're new. I don't really know what to answer that either. Cause yeah. Nah, unmod me right now or Confident just messaged me that tell Joy to take my mod too. Confident, is that true? I made my first traditional pixel art. Wow, what'd you make? It's a little flower? Awesome. That's cool. If you can, show a picture on your YouTube posts. You can't just give mod anyone Juria. I had to come to your stream for over a month to achieve it. Now you're decreasing its worth. um, but look at Tyler. He's the only one in the chat that's not blue. That's so sad. But you're right. You're right. I can't just give mod that easily. But you know what? Isaiah Cruz was an old viewer. Like he's been here for a long time. I feel like that's okay. I can't just say no when somebody asks for mod, you know? Like it's but yeah, welcome to the stream, Tyler. How's it going? Hopefully I didn't entice you to ask for mod too. But yeah, confident. You have a very, very strong good point. Then Christopher? Oh, that's Catherine. She's been here for a long time too. That's her dad's account though. Christopher. Yeah. Don't feel like it's unworthy to get mod that late. Like, don't think that being mod is not useful anymore. It is. It is. What if someone asked for money? What would you do? I can't say no. I mean, I don't have any money, but if I did, like, how could I say no? You know. If I could, if you can, why not? That's my answer. Yeah, I mean, if they ask for money with drugs in their hand, like just to drug deal, then you could say no. But most people don't really do that. Here comes Yokes. Yoke. So Junie thought he was a girl and tried to look for milk. And she was so disappointed. She was meowing like meow, trying to look for it. But there was nothing. It's just saggy. Oh, then it's good. Don't get me wrong, anyone. Confident start a fight with Chris. Whoever wins, Joy will take their what? Well, the thing about Catherine is that she's a very peaceful person. She's not like Killer, who would. I'm not backbiting. I'm just saying because he had beef with Air Scott that it would be worthy to take away their mod. Not worthy, but like, uh, what's the word? Do you see that flea? That's flea dirt. Actually, I don't know what that is. Okay, let's continue then. So, there lies all that is left of Dale, said Balin. The mountain sides were green with woods, and all the sheltered valley rich and pleasant in the days when the bells rang in that town. He looked both sad and grim as he said this. He had been one of Thorn's companions on the day of the dragon on the day the dragon came. They did not dare to follow the river much further towards the gate, but they went on beyond the end of the southern spur until lying hidden behind a rock they could look out and see the dark cavernous opening in a great cliff wall and see the between the arms of the mountain. Out of it the waters of the running river sprang, and out of it too there came a steam and a dark smoke. Nothing moved in the waste, save the vapor and the water, and every now and again a black and ominous crow. The only sound was the sound of the stony water, and every now and again the harsh croak of a bird. Balin shuddered. "Let us return," he said. "We can do no good here, and I don't like these dark birds. They look like spies of evil. The dragon is still alive and in the halls under the mountain then, or I imagine so from the smoke," said the hobbit. "That does not prove it," said Balin, "though I don't doubt you are right, but he might be gone away some time, or he might be lying out on the mountainside keeping watch, and still I expect smokes and steams would come out of the gates. All the h- all the halls within must be filled with his foul reek." My mac and cheese is done. Hey, nice. Is it Kraft mac and cheese or is it like homemade? All right, that's a good idea. There is Brazil in the round of 32. Oh yeah, that's expected. Brazil is a really good team, so I'm not surprised if they make it to the quarterfinals. The sky's so beautiful right now. Oh, really nice. I thought it's nighttime where you are. Now they'll face Japan. Oh, I wasn't able to watch the match. Was it yesterday? Nature air is different than house air. So true. But the most interesting match is gonna be tomorrow at 12 p.m. for me. That's France versus Norway. Can't wait to see that. Mbappe and Holland tomorrow. Exactly. How's your day been? My day's been good. Alhamdulillah. I mean, I've been in my room all day. uh, but still, I wasn't bored at all. I was just like, I don't know what I was doing, but yeah, it was a good day. Sometimes when I'm outside, it's a good day. When I'm indoors, it's a good day. Like, alhamdulillah, my days are blessed. It's craft. Oh, nice. That was my favorite growing up. Brazil versus Japan is going to be an insane match. I feel like Brazil's gonna win just because Japan got lucky. That's what I feel like. Because Japan is not like well known for their skills or anything like that. Mbappe gonna win the match. My prediction. True, true, true. Me too. Well, it's night, but somehow there's still blue. Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. You can still see the clouds at night. My prediction's 3-1. And above all, if Portugal wins their match against Colombia, they'll play Argentina in the quarterfinal. Ooh, you know what? That might just happen. Cause who is Colombia anyway? Japan sucks. True. You watch their matches. Well, they didn't suck that bad since they did draw, but yeah. Did they draw? I forgot the last match, but one of them they draw very last minute. But that's kind of like, everyone's tired, like, towards the end of the match. It's not like skill, you know? Well, yeah, let's continue reading. With such gloomy thoughts followed ever by croaking crows above them, they made their weary way back to the camp. Only in June they had been guests in the fair house of Elrond, and though autumn was now crawling towards winter, that pleasant time now seemed years ago. They were alone in the perilous waste without hope of further help. They were at the end of their journey, but as far as ever, it seemed, from the end of their quest. None of them had much spirit left. Now, strange to say, Mr. Baggins had more than the others. He would often borrow Thorn's map and gaze at it, pondering over the ruins and the message of the moon letters Elrond had read. It was he that made the dwarves begin the dangerous search on the western slopes for the secret door. They moved their camp then to a long valley, narrower than the great dale in the south, where the gates of the river stood, and walled with the lower spurs of the mountain. Two of these here thrust forward west from the main mass in long, sided ridges that fell ever downwards towards the plain. On this western side, there were fewer signs of the dragons' marauding feet, and there was some grass for their ponies. From this western camp shadowed all day by cliff and wall until the sun began to sink towards the forest. Day by day they toiled in parties, searching for paths up the mountainside. If the map was true, somewhere high above the cliff at the valley's head must stand the secret door. Day by day, they came back to their camp without success. But at last, unexpectedly, they found what they were seeking. Fili and Killy and the Hobbit went back one day down the valley and scrambled among the tumbled rocks at its southern corner. About midday, creeping behind a great stone that stood alone like a pillar, Bilbo came on what looked like rough steps going upwards. Following these excitedly, he and the dwarfs found traces of a narrow track, often lost, often rediscovered, that wandered on the top of the southern ridge and brought them at last to a still narrower ledge, which turned north across the face of the mountain. Looking down, they saw that they were at the top of the cliff at the valley's head and were gazing down on their own camp below. Silently, clinging to the rocky wall on their right, they went in single file along the ledge till the wall opened and they turned into a little steep walled bay, grassy floored, still and quiet. Its entrance, which they had found, could not be seen from below because of the overhang of the cliff, nor from further off because it was so small that it looked like a dark crack and no more. It was not a cave and was open to the sky above, but at its inner end a flat wall rose up that in the lower part, close to the ground, was as smooth and upright as mason's work, but without a joint or crevice to be seen. No sign was there of post or lintel or threshold, nor any sign of bar or bolt or keyhole, yet they did not doubt that they had found the door at last. That's a lot of words, I'm not gonna lie. But basically, they were on this really discreet, like, door. like an opening on this ledge that covered, like, seeing it from below, which where the camp was. And then they found the entrance, but they knew for a fact that was the entrance to the dragon's lair, even though, there was uh no like keyholes or anything like that, or hinges. So they beat on it, they thrust and pushed at it, they implored it to move, they spoke fragments of broken spells of the opening, and nothing stirred. At last, tired out, they rested on the grass at its feet, and then at evening began their long climb down. So at least they found it. Hi, yo, Arrow, welcome back to the stream. How's it going? Bro, they're undefeated against European countries since 2019. I mean, did they really win though? They kind of just like tied so far. Really, the underdogs in this World Cup. That's true. Anyone who's not that well known is an underdog. Still sucks. I don't think you watch any matches there. Is no offense. China gonna win. What? China? There's a dead fly on my window. Dang. Oh wait, actually, that's a interesting observation, Eris. Like, how come China is not part of this World Cup? Hi. Okay, dead fly, then eat it. I can't. If you're saying about World War, then Bangladesh for the victory. The dangerous weapon of all racism. What? World War. Dead fly plus chocolate equals jam filled chocolate. Wow, interesting. Hi. Hello, June OT5. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Then what, bro? You think Bangladesh stand a chance? No way, bro. Just eat, bro. It's already dead, bro. Wait, why y'all forcing her to eat a fly, bro? I mean, I don't know if that has any harm to it, but it's a dead fly. It's haram, actually. China bad at football. Hey, no bypassing bad words. I don't like flies. Same. They're just they're just there. I mean, they do all the pollinating work, yeah, but they're not cute. I mean, you don't see bees flying over poop, right? But, they do the dirty work, flies. Somebody gotta do it. Anyways, send the fly to Jojo then. What? I only have a lot of flies in the backyard sometimes when I'm out there on my hammock. Anyways, let's continue. There was excitement in the camp that night. In the morning, they prepared to move once more. Only Boffer and Bomber were left behind to guard the ponies and such stores as they had brought with them from the river. The others went down the valley and up the newly found path and so the narrow ledge. Along this they could carry no bundles or packs, so narrow and breathless was it, with a fall of 150 feet beside them onto sharp rocks below. But each of them took a good coil of rope wound tight about his waist, and so at last, without mishap, they reached the little grassy bay. There they made their third camp, hauling up what they needed from below with their ropes. Down the same way, they were able occasionally to lower one of the more active dwarves, such as Killy, to exchange such news as there was, or to take a share in the guard below, while Boffer was hauled up to the higher camp. Bomber would not come up either the rope or the path. I'm too fat for such fly walks, he said. I should turn dizzy and tread on my beard, and then you would be 13 again. And the knotted ropes are too slender for my weight. Luckily for him, that was not true, as you will see. Wait, how's he still fat if you went through so much walking and exercise through this whole entire journey? Like, that doesn't make sense, bro. You should have lost weight by now. Well, let's make meth condition. Are you down? What? Who is mod? Jojo will put the bait in that raisin. We talking about ponytail now instead of storytail? Hello, wholesome Sam. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? We're reading The Hobbit right now, and we're pretty much halfway done with the book because there's 19 chapters, right? This is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't know why I crossed those out with pen. That was bad. Cause, anyways, we're talking about Bomber looking fat. Okay. I need to make it right now. Meth is overrated. Let's make caffeine. Caffeine is hanan, okay? If you want to make caffeine, go for it. But how was the stream earlier today? I missed it, and of course, it was happening when I was doing something. The stream earlier was chill. I mean, I forgot what I did. Oh, I was journaling. Okay, and yeah, it was honestly super chill. Like, not much happened. I think the night reading streams are more like talkative or like more interactive than the journaling one because that's when I'm more focused and like can't can't talk too much. Guess what time it is right now? Is it almost 1 a.m. for you? Because I think you're from East Coast. I don't know though. In the meanwhile, some of them explored the ledge beyond the opening and found a path that led higher and higher onto the mountain. But they did not dare to venture very far that way, nor was there much use in it. Out up there a silence reigned, broken by no bird or sound except that of the wind in the crannies of stone. They spoke low and never called or sang, for danger brooded in every rock. The others who were busy with the secret of the door had no more success. They were too eager to trouble about the runes or the moon letters, but tried without resting to discover where exactly in the smooth surface of the rock the door was hidden. They had brought picks and tools of many sorts from Lake Town, and at first they tried to use these. But when they struck the stone, the handles splintered and jarred their arms cruelly out, and the steel heads broke or bent like lead. Mining work, they saw clearly, was no good against the magic that had shut this door, and they grew terrified too of the echoing noise. Bilbo found sitting on the doorstep lonesome and wearisome. There was not a doorstep, of course, really, but they used to call the little grassy space between the wall and the opening the doorstep in fun, remembering Bilbo's words long ago at the unexpected party in his hobbit hole when he said that when he said they could sit on the doorstep till they thought of something. And sit and think they did, or wandered aimlessly about, and glummer they became. Their spirits had risen a little at the discovery of the path, but now they sank into their boots, and yet they could not give it up and go away. The hobbit was no longer much brighter than the dwarf. It's okay. He would do nothing but sit with his back to the rock face and stare away west through the opening, over the cliff, over the wide lands to the black wall of Mirkwood, and to the distances beyond, in which he sometimes thought he could catch glimpses of the misty mountains, small and far. If the dwarfs asked him what he was doing, he answered, "You said sitting on the doorstep and thinking would be my job, not to mention getting inside, so I am sitting and thinking." But I'm afraid he was not thinking much of the job, but of what lay beyond the blue distance, the quiet western land, and the hill and his hobbit hole under it. A large grey stone lay in the center of the grass, and he stared moodily at it, or watched the great snails. They seemed to love the little shut-in bay with its walls of cool rock, and there was many of them of huge size crawling slowly and stickily along its sides. I love snails. What year were you? I forgot, Iris. Yeah, right. In the night here, at what year mom named you Chris? Christopher Nolan. Bruh, my mom left her phone here. That thing is, it's hard to turn off. Oh my days. Okay, finally. Sorry about that. That's not my name. Her name is Catherine. Tomorrow begins the last week of autumn, said Thorin one day. And winter comes after autumn, said Bifur. And next year after that, said Dwalin, and our beards will grow till they hang down the cliff to the valley before anything happens here. What is our burglar doing for us? Since he got an invisible ring and ought to be a specifically excellent performer now, I'm beginning to think he might go through the front gate and spy things out of it. Bilbo heard this. The dwarves were on the rocks just above the enclosure where he was sitting, and good gracious, he thought, so that is what they are beginning to think, is it? It is always poor me that has to get them out of their difficulties, at least since the wizard left. Whatever am I going to do? I might have known that something dreadful would happen to me in the end, but I don't think I could bear to see the unhappy Valley of Dale again. And as for as for that steaming gate, oh dear, it's three exclamation marks. That night was very miserable and hardly slept. Next day the dwarfs all went wandering off in various directions. Some were exercising the ponies down below, some were roving about the mountainside. All day Bilbo sat gloomily in the grassy bay, gazing at the stone, or out west through the narrow opening. He had a queer feeling that he was waiting for something. Perhaps the wizard will suddenly come back today, he thought. If he lifted his head, he could see a glimpse of the distant forest. As the sun turned west, there was a gleam of yellow upon its far roof, as if the light caught the last pale leaves. Soon he saw the orange ball of the sun sinking towards the level of his eyes. He went to the opening, and there, pale faint, was a thin new moon above the rim of earth. At that very moment he heard a sharp crack behind him. There, on the grey stone in the wall, was an enormous thrush, nearly coal black, its pale yellow breast freckled with the dark spots. Crack! It had caught a snail and was knocking it on the stone. Crack, crack. Suddenly Bilbo understood. Forgetting all danger, he stood on the ledge and hailed the dwarfs, shouting and waving. Those that were nearest came tumbling over the rocks and as fast as they could along the ledge to him, wondering what on earth was the matter. The others shouted to be hauled up the ropes, except Bomber, of course, who was asleep. Quickly Bilbo explained. They all fell silent. The hobbit standing by the grey stone and the dwarfs with wagging beards watched impatiently. The sun sank lower and lower, and their hopes fell. It sank into a belt of reddened cloud and disappeared. The dwarfs groaned, but still Bilbo stood almost without movement. The little moon was dipping to the horizon. Evening was coming on. Then suddenly, when their hope was lowest, a red ray of the sun escaped like a finger through a rent in the cloud. A gleam of light came straight through the opening into the bay and fell on the moon rock face. The old thrush, who had been watching from a high perch with beady eyes and head cocked on one side, gave a sudden trill. What is a thrush? Oh my god, that thing. Okay. Wow, I'm almost done with the chapter. That's crazy. Assalamu alaikum. Yo, Tofu, alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the stream. And you gotta go, Catherine. Okay, take care. Bye. Actually, no. Take care. Yeah. There's protein bars. Nice. Joya is 6767 years. Beautiful observation. I gotta go. Are you old as Joya? That's not that old compared to George. 4321. Wow. Interesting conversation you guys are having. Close but not close. Tofu, what are you? Muslim. Wow, beautiful answer. Allahu Akbar. Okay. A gleam of light came straight through the opening into the bay and fell on the moon rock face. The old thrush, who had been watching from a high perch with beady eyes and head cocked on one side, gave a sudden trill. There was a loud crack. A flake of rock split from the wall and fell. A hole appeared suddenly about 3 feet from the ground. Quickly, trembling lest the chance should fade, the dwarfs rushed to the rock and pushed. In vain. The key!" cried Bilbo. "Where is Thorin?" Thorin hurried up. "The key!" shouted Bilbo. "The key that went with the map. Try it now, while there is still time." Then Thorin stepped up and drew the key on its chain from round his neck. He put it to the hole. It fitted and it turned. Snap! The gleam went out. The sun sank, the moon was gone, and evening sprang into the sky. Now they all pushed together, and slowly a part of the rock wall gave way. Long, straight cracks appeared and widened. A door 5 feet high and 3 broad was outlined. and slowly, without a sound, swung inwards. It seemed as if darkness flowed out like a vapor from the hole in the mountainside, and deep darkness in which nothing could be seen lay before their eyes, a yawning mouth leading in and down. Yay! They finally found the dragon's lair, I suppose. Most of them are alien. I mean, there's a hadith that said that Islam is strange, came as something strange, and will leave as something strange. So glad tending to the strangers. So we are definitely strangers to the world. That's kind of alien. So to your question, I would say yes, Ariska. Namaste from India. Yo, Shashank King, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome from India. Ariska is also from India. No, the alien converted to Islam. I know it confident Islam is all over the planet. True. We're 2 billion plus strong. Another Indian, yeah. Go have some protein dead fly. I mean, that is protein. Not gonna lie. I can't believe I finished that whole chapter in less than 36 minutes because I was talking for most of the time. But yeah, we might just read chapter 12 as well. Let's see how many pages that is. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see. 213. Actually, that's 18 pages. I will read some of it, maybe not the whole thing. But yeah. How have you been, Shashank? What's going on? We're reading The Hobbit. And Polarius, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back as well. I'm very happy today. Good to know why. Yeah, why are you so happy, Polarius? I'm from another planet called Black Hole. You don't know the name of your own planet, but you said plant. Wow, you're from a plant. You must be tiny. Is there Wi-Fi there, Iris? I don't think so. He's talking using the satellite. Does that count as Wi-Fi? Alright. Chapter 12. Inside information. 22K subs. What? Hilarious? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. We gotta check this out. Hilarious. 22,000 subs. This is unacceptable. I am jealous. I'm seething. Let's go to YouTube here. We are on Irene Kia's account. That's literally her profile picture right there. Oops. Um, Hilarious. Where is it? There's so many accounts. Oh, what? It really is 22,000 subscribers. No way. Hey, Hilarious, give me a shout out, bro. 2.2 million subscribers. I mean, views. That's crazy. Eid Mubarak. Nah, but it's just YouTube Shorts. It's not like 2 million views, inshallah. Seriously, you have YouTuber with us. Hey, I'm the YouTuber. That'll take 7 years to reach Virturia. 350 videos later, I have 975 subscribers. And I only had 300 from before I started live streaming. So that's literally two. Anyways. No way, Paul, you are famous. Hey guys, we should move to the Paul stream. Hey, no way! God, stay. Just kidding. She doesn't even stream. Does she? Oh yeah, she doesn't stream. Joya sub to her. This is Iron Kia's thing. I'm already subscribed. You jealous sub to her. I am jealous. You would have lost if it weren't for Binky Mayor Pie. 500. Oh my god. I'm using your account to see Polarius account. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Iron Kia. How's it going? Say mashallah, sister. Mashallah, Allahumma barik. No evil eye. Unless it already went into effect. Then, too bad. She is jealous. Nice. Dre leaked Iron Kia algorithm. Don't look too closely. Okay, it's actually the whole family uses her account because she has YouTube Premium, and we'd like to watch FIFA using that. So that's how we watch our World Cup. I have 6, 7 subs. No way, Yeriska. I'm so jealous. Give me all 6, 7 of those. Are you Muslim? I am. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, على كل حال. Polarius is Muslim too, yeah. Polarius, Tofu, me, Confident, Arintia, we're all Muslims. Eriska and you are not. But that's okay. We are inclusive in this community. We only focus on self improvement. So that includes everybody. Like reading is for everyone. Alright, let's continue officially. For a long time, I thought you were Christian. Well, are you disappointed, Shashank? Or Shashank? Hope not. They'll have 70 subs, and can we get rid of 6, 7 memes? No. 6, 7. For a long time, the dwarves stood in the dark before the door and debated until at last, Thorin spoke. Now's the time for our esteemed Mr. Baggins, who had proved himself a good companion on our long road and a hobbit full of courage and resource, far exceeding his size, and, if I may say so, possessed of good luck far exceeding the usual allowance. Now is the time for him to perform the service for which he was included in our company. Now is the time for him to earn his reward. You're familiar with Thorin's style on important occasions, so I will not give you any more of it, though he went on a good deal longer than this. It certainly was an important occasion, but Bilbo felt impatient. By now he was quite familiar with Thorin too, and he knew what he was driving at. If you mean you think it is my job to go into the secret passage first, O Thorin Thrain's son Oakenshield, may your beard grow ever longer, he said crossly. Say so at once, and have done. I might refuse. I have got you out of 2 messes already, which were hardly in the original bargain, so that I am, I think, already owed some reward. But third time pays for all, as my father used to say, and somehow I don't think I shall refuse. Perhaps I have begun to trust my luck more than I used to in the old days. He meant last spring before he left his own house, but it seemed centuries ago. But anyway, I think I will go and have a peep at once and get it over. Now, who is coming with me? Who will open the door? Does Pixie? Okay. Yep, confident. Which country? USA. USA. That's so sad. USA lost today. Just kidding. It's not too sad because Turkey is a Muslim country. I love Turkey though. Happy Friday. Oh yeah. Jumu'ah Mubarak. Not disappointed. Awesome. Thank you. I saw it and then he deleted the chat. Okay, bye. Bye, Polarius. Have a cute days. Thank you. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Ain't that dumb, Eris? It was Tofu who started. Lately, earthquakes are occurring. That's true. I hope you guys stay safe, though. Which country? Oh, that's where you're saying which country to. Venezuela. You took paw. Yep, confident. Super El Nino is coming. USA sucks. Guys, that's my country. Yeah, you better stay at home, Tofu, or El Nino will take you. I mean, if it were to take him, it doesn't matter if he's in his house or not. USA, nice. Thanks. Okay. He did not expect a chorus of volunteers, so he was not disappointed. Philly and Killy looked uncomfortable and stood on one leg, but the others made no pretense of offering, except old Balin, the lookout man, who was rather fond of the Hobbit. He said he would come inside at least, and perhaps a bit of the way too, ready to call for help if necessary. The most that can be said for the dwarves is this: they intended to pay Bilbo really handsomely for his services. They had brought him to do a nasty job for them, and they did not mind the poor little fellow doing it if he would, but they would all have done their best to get him out of trouble if he got into it, as they did in the case of the trolls and the beginning of their adventures before they had any particular reasons for being grateful to him. There it is. Dwarves are not heroes, but calculating folk with a great idea of the value of money. Where some are tricky and treacherous and pretty bad lots. Some are not, but are decent enough to pay, decent enough people like Thorn and company. If you don't expect too much. That's not your country. It is! I was born and raised here. USA sucks because of Trump. Okay, Trump is not the best person. I'll say that. Uh, but he doesn't represent the entire United States. The country itself is founded on liberty, freedom, and a melting pot of diversity towards achieving the greater good of the country. YouTube knows where his Dre originated from. That's why Dre gets DC viewers. What? Do not assume. All right, which book is this? I already showed it like 3 times, but it's The Hobbit. Book with cool cover. Oh, will make sense. Sometimes I just wonder that all corrupt politicians just die. Is that bad? Yeah, it's bad because people can change. Just kidding. I mean, if you feel that way of Netanyahu, that's good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Yo, cat lover! Wa alaikum salam. Like done. Thank you so much. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. And how you been? Hope you've been good, inshallah. Since the last stream. I don't assume I leak the script. Okay, where's your dalil then? Where's your evidence? Where's the proof? No video, no proof. Jory gets brainwashed by the USA's freedom. You could call it, you could see it that way. That's fine. But freedom is freedom. Um, once you're free, you're free. That's not brainwashed. Have you had your breakfast, Javeria? Whoa, where'd the accent come from? I did have my iftar, yes. I did break my fast, alhamdulillah. So I had my mom's chicken with green beans and potatoes with some maklouba leftovers from this Palestinian restaurant that we went to. And then my brother came home with some medium jalapeno pizza. So I had one slice of that because it was just there. I mean, that was much later afterwards. But it was good. Alhamdulillah. A medium pizza from Domino's is literally so small. It's like smaller than this page. And then I had some strawberries, some blackberries, and then we were watching the Turkey versus USA thing. And so I had some chips with my mom. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's a lot, but it was good. How are you, sweetie? I'm good. Thank you so much, cat lover. I hope you're good too. Subhanallah, yeah. He meant he has a crush on tofu. Who? I have a crush on you. Oh, Luis Alfieri. How do you have a crush on somebody you barely know? Like, what the heck? Alan guy's alive. I don't know what anyone say. You mean Epstein? Yeah, he's for sure alive. He's living in what's it called? Palm Beach. Bro, you ate a ton. What do you mean that's you ate my 2-day meal? Okay, you don't know the portions. It just sounds like a lot because it's like different ingredients, but it was not a lot. Trust me. Assalamu alaikum. Remember me, Julia? I don't. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But remind me if we talked before. What did we talk about? Julia, when will you start IS 16 of Surah Yunus today? So today in PSD time, I already did, my Quran journaling. So we did ayah 14 and 15. But yeah, tomorrow inshallah we'll do 16 and 17. I can show you some of the Quran journaling that we did today if you want to see what we wrote today. Actually, we didn't do 16. We did just the I 15 because it was so long. I had to break it in 2 parts. This is the first part, and then there was like that suddenly stop sign, and then I stopped there and then continued it from there. So tomorrow we'll do 16 and 17, inshallah. But then again, that's what I said. It's okay. You have to eat to stay healthy at your 40s. 4 seconds. What? Anna Haya. Oh, Haya, welcome back. Yes, I do remember you. I even have you on Instagram. That's crazy. It's okay. غيرت اسم حسابي. I don't know what that means. Sorry. 40s or 60s. First of all, اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Wow, look at you getting all that صدقة جارية for spreading salawat in the chat. MashaAllah barak. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much, Blue Sword. I love Jesus too. Peace and blessings be upon Jesus. Alayhi salam. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. It reminded me of ribosome, like 60s and 40s. Nerd. أنا حياء غيرت اسم حسابي. I don't know what that means. Except أنا حياء. I changed my YouTube ID name. Oh yeah, makes sense. Inshallah. Need to study less. True. You don't want to let ribosomes contaminate your brain, you know? Like hijack it, you know? That's all you think about now. 40s and 60s. What is the correlation there? You know what ribosomes remind me of? The diagrams they have in those biology books is reminds me of the nerd candy. I don't know if y'all had it. It probably didn't because it's like American thing, but it's like literally looks like candy. I once wanted to make like a cell jelly cake. It was just a thought. I probably would have failed miserably at doing that, but I wanted to do that at one point. Petrus is a petriophytic plant. What? Pranula, don't talk about studies in front of aunts confident. What do you mean, Tofu? Aunts? Iron Kid did not have a baby. I know auntie. Alright, let's continue. The stars were coming out behind him in a pale sky barred with black when the hobbit crept through the enchanted door and stole into the mountain. It was far easier going than he expected. This was no goblin entrance or rough wood elves cave. It was a passage made by dwarves at the height of their wealth and skill. Straight as a ruler, smooth floored, and smooth-sided, going was a gentle, never varying slope direct to some distant end in the blackness below. So he's going straight in the dark. That's crazy. They don't even have a torch or anything. After a while, Balin bade Bilbo good luck and stopped where he could see till the faint outline of the door, and by a trick of the echoes of the tunnel heard the rustle of the whispering voices of the others just outside. Then the hobbit slipped on his ring, and warned by the echoes to take more than hobbit's care to make no sound, he crept noiselessly down, down, down into the dark. He was trembling with fear, but his little face was set and grim. Already he was a very different hobbit from the one that had run out without a pocket handkerchief from Bagend long ago. He had not had a pocket handkerchief for ages. He loosened his dagger in its sheath, tightened his belt, and went on. Now you are in for it at last, Bilbo Baggins, he said to himself. You went and put your foot right in it that night of the party, and now you have got to pull it out and pay for it. Dear me, what a fool I was and am. Still, said the least tookish part of him. I have absolutely no use for dragon guarded treasures, and the whole lot could stay here forever, if only I could wake up and find this beastly tunnel was my own front hall at home. He did not wake up, of course, but went still on till all signs of the door behind had faded away. He was altogether alone. Soon he thought it was beginning to feel warm. Is that a kind of a glow I seem to see coming right ahead down there? He thought. It was, and he went forward, and as he went forward, it grew and grew till there was no doubt about it. It was a red light, steadily getting redder and redder, although it was now undoubtedly hot in the tunnel. Wisps of vapor floated up and past him, and he began to sweat. A sound, too, began to throb in his ears, a sort of bubbling like the noise of a large pot galloping on the fire, mixed with a rumble as a gigantic tomcat purring. This grew to an unmistakably gurgling noise of some vast animal snoring in its sleep down there in the red glow in front of him. It's the dragon, I assume. What is the chat saying? Wow, wow, look at that. Cat lover is getting all the edge in the chat. Bro, I literally did that for practical. Don't talk about studies in front of us. Granny, grandma. Subhanallah, Joya is single aunt. How? What does that mean, bro? Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by age? Or not even a bazooka. Oh yeah, that was spam. Joya say Amer Boyo 40 Bosor in your Bengali accent. I don't have a Bengali accent, sorry. Hey, don't spam. That's true, that's true. Subhanallah. Yeah. Continue doing your adhkar because it's the day after Ashura, you know? It's still very holy day. Um 11th of Muharram cuz I guess you could fast this day too, but I mean, yesterday was the more holy day, but yeah. Still, do your adhkar, inshallah. She kept saying subhanallah, true. You're bad at faking your accent, lol. What do you mean faking? How do you know my real accent? I never. Anyways, it was okay. So it was at this point that Bilbo stopped going on from there. Was the bravest thing he ever did. The tremendous things that happened afterwards were as nothing compared to it. He fought the real battle in the tunnel alone before he ever saw the vast danger that lay in wait. At any rate, after a short halt going on, he did, and you can picture him coming to the end of the tunnel, an opening of much the same size and shape as the door above. The through it peeps the hobbit's little head. Before him lies the great bottommost cellar, or dungeon hall of the ancient dwarves right at the mountain's root. It is almost dark, so that its vastness can only be dimly guessed. But rising from the near side of the rocky floor, there is a great glow, the glow of smog. Wow, they finally found smog. It's quite a long chapter, I'm not gonna lie. Subhanallah means glory be to Allah. True. It's good accent, bro. Don't say that. I realized the day when your father called you a name in a live stream. Try to find that live again. I you can't. You won't be able to. He's jealous of Juria. I know, right? Eriska? Oh my god, he's so jealous. I don't know what for, but oh my god. He keeps thinking I'm Bengali. Wow. You don't have an idea what I'm talking about. Okay. Honestly, I'm kind of tired. I read the whole chapter already, so should we end the stream here or cuz yeah, kind of long chapter. I mean, I do want to get ahead and finish the book already, but yeah, the Fellowship of the Ring. Whoa, is this part of the next book? Long expected party. Oh, it is. Dang, they have the Lord of the Rings here. That's crazy. I'm gonna read that too. I wonder if the Lord of the Ring has a backstory of Gollum, cause that was interesting. Finish it. Okay. I don't know though. Just cause you said that, I might end the stream here. From my perspective, I don't like Hobbit. No way! What? That's crazy. For somebody like me who loves nature, The Hobbit is a really good book because it's like full of nature and like coziness and adventure. It's so good so far. I love it so much. All right, take care, guys. I'll see you guys in the next live, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.